Good morning. Today is Saturday, 19th of October, 2024. And today I'd like to talk about this house arrest nonsense and put it within the context of crime and punishment. So in any criminal justice system, there is punishment for crimes. In Malaysia, it's outlined in the penal code. So why do you have punishment? So there are three reasons in criminology why they have punishment. The first is retribution. Retribution means you did something bad, something wrong, and you need to be punished for it. That's retribution. So the penal code outlines various punishments in accordance to the crimes, commensurate with the crimes that you've done. Now, the second reason why you have punishment is deterrence. Is to deter you from reoffending and to deter others from making the same offense. So for deterrence to work, things need to be transparent. If people are jailed for 10 years, it should be known, it should be in the papers, so that other people know that if you do a similar crime, you'll be jailed for 10 years. You can't have any opacity, like secret. Nobody knows what the punishment was for the crime and all that. Now, the third reason is reformation. Reformation is to reform the criminal so that he doesn't reoffend. But some criminals, no need to mention names, are incorrigible. They will keep reoffending until the day they die. In fact, if possible, in their kubur, so they want to reoffend. Okay, the reason for this is because there's a common saying, a leopard does not change its spots. In psychology, we have a saying, an adage or principle that past behavior is a good indicator of future behavior. So unless there is a very extreme intervention to change someone's worldview, mindset, value system, belief system, it is unlikely that their future behavior will not be in line with their past behavior. So somebody's past behavior shows that he is incorrigible and unrepentant. He has never asked forgiveness, is never admitted to his crimes, is always remained adamant and belligerent and insolent. And everybody's wrong lah, the prosecutor's wrong, the judges are wrong, the system is wrong, dia saja betul. Okay, that is a classic trademark of a big incorrigible and belligerent criminal. So someone like that, it is unlikely to be reformed. In fact, when you put them in jail, they become even more hardcore. They get entrenched in their belief system, and they will, once they come out, if they ever come out, they will try to balas dendam, change the system to suit their needs. Okay, ikut suka hati dia lah. Okay, like the world revolves around them, as it were. Okay, so those are the three reasons why you punish people. Now, some countries have actually had to close jails. For example, Sweden, where people, it's a generally crimeless society, very few murders and things like that. So it wasn't necessary to have so many jails, so they've actually closed down jails. And have other forms of punishment. Now, the reason why you put people in jail or incarcerate them, is to deprive them of their freedom. Freedom to use the telephone, freedom to use the internet, freedom to make videos and post on social media. Now, Najib has in the past posted things on social media after he's been in jail. So how this has happened and all that has been swept under the carpet, but so far he hasn't done so. So there's a lack of transparency there. There's a lot of opacity there. And what about his living conditions? Is he living in a prison cell in solitary confinement as he should be? Or is he living in like an apartment in luxury or equivalent to a condo in the jail? You see, that so far there are no press interviews with the warden of the jail. There's no photos of the jail cell in which he is held captive. For all you know, he may not even be in jail, So, and then why is he not in the orange suit? Now, this one, a lot of people are angry about. Why is he wearing his Armani suit and whatever else when he goes to court? He should be in the prison jail orange suit, just like everyone else. Why is he treated differently? Dia anak raja or what? So, okay, don't go down that track because I will get very angry. And then he was given discount on his jail term and discount on his fine. Tak cukup ke? Nak house arrest some more. So this is what they call, bagi betis nak peha, bagi peha nak something else, and then bagi that something else nak lagi. Tak berhenti. So these are people. There are two types of people in the world, the givers and the takers. So this guy is a taker, confirmed taker. Whatever he can sapu, he'll sapu. That's evident from his past behavior. And as I said earlier, past behavior is a good indicator of future behavior. Okay, as I was saying, why you put people in jail? To deprive them of their freedom. If you put Najib as house arrest, what kind of freedom will he have? Will he be able to access his phone and call up people and transfer monies that he has overseas and all that? Would he be able to do online banking? Would he have access to the internet? How sure that he will stay in his house? Maybe he go in and out, kononnya nak pergi hospital, on the way drop by somewhere, whatever. Would there be police guards around his house to prevent him from leaving? Would these police guards be easily bribed, or could they be drugged, bagi makanan and, let them KO and then he can escape? These are a lot of questions that this house arrest nonsense bring up. You're creating more problems than solving a problem. Okay, now the problem that they want to solve, maybe I'm speculating here, is that it's quite expensive to keep people in jail. In fact, for a year it costs more to keep someone incarcerated than to the tuition fees for a medical student. Okay, because you have to house them, feed them, accommodate them, and then you have to pay the guards to make sure they don't they don't come up with any nonsense, and then CCTV, and they have to pay their hospital bills and whatever else, and transport to the court back and forth, transport to the hospital back and forth, and all that. So it costs a lot of money to keep people in jail, and it's even more expensive than medical fees for a year to keep someone in jail for a year. Okay, that's a known fact. You can look it up on the internet. It's common knowledge. Okay, so you want to save money, so you do that lah. But even if you want to do that, and that was your intention, the optics doesn't look good so close after this Najib's request for house arrest. Okay, so are you lembek kind of leader, or do you stand firm? It appears to me that someone has been held by the scrotal sack by other parties, and every day this party is twisting it tighter and tighter, asking for more and more things in return for their support to keep the coalition government in power. You can understand Anwar's dilemma. If he's not in power, he can't make the reforms. And to be in power, he needs a support. Actually, this is the voters' fault lah. Okay? If the voters didn't vote for the 30 UMNO MPs to become MPs and voted for PKR or Pakatan Harapan, then Pakatan Harapan and Anwar didn't need UMNO, can tell them to go and fly kites, you know. But now he's beholden to them. And you can see, you know, people like Akmal, he got no control over him. You know, he comes and makes seditious statements, make batu api statements. Nothing also happened. So Rakyat are angry. I'm reflecting the views of Rakyat and the common people. Every time I take a taxi, I struck up a conversation with the taxi driver and you know, so slowly elicit what the hardships they face. Now, one of the common things taxis do nowadays is that they don't use the meter. Okay, the meter, as far as I'm concerned, is undercharging. They can't make ends meet if they follow the meter. So, on the face of it, that's wrong. Okay, you have to follow the law. If the law says the charge should be so and so, you should charge so and so. You can't not use the meter. And this is so prevalent that it's like become SOP, you know, standard operating procedure for taxis. They'll ask you what your destination is, and then they will charge Sukati dia. Okay? And this is probably brought about by Grab, because Grab doesn't have a ceiling price. They can charge whatever they price they like. If there's heavy demand or there's rain or whatever, they can put a surge and they can charge whatever they like, and the government doesn't seem to have any control over this. So this is wrong. If you can control the taxi drivers, have a fixed rate, why can't you have a fixed rate or ceiling rate for Grab? Okay, this is completely unfair and unjust. It's again natural justice. You know, I should put the foot down on this. So the poor taxi driver, normally I take a taxi from Wan Utama back home because, you know, now it's the rainy season, it's difficult for me to walk being visually impaired and all that. It takes 20 minutes to walk. If I take a taxi, it'll just be a few minutes. And the fare, if you follow the meter, will be 4 ringgit 25 cents. Now, it's been more than a year that I've been in a taxi that actually used the meter. Okay, honestly. Some taxi drivers charge 5 ringgit, some charge 6. The highest I've ever had was 12. But no choice, heavy rain and all that. I just paid up, you know. And some charge 8. Okay, so sukati dia orang lah, whatever they want to charge, take it or leave it. So that is wrong. There seems to be no enforcement at all. I made lots of videos about this, but nobody seems to care. Anthony Loke seems, you know, fallen on deaf ears. When I tell the taxi drivers, why don't you get your Persatuan to talk to Anthony Loke to increase the taxi rate? And then they'll say, you know, Anthony Loke not interested in listening to them, only listen to Grab. And the insinuation is that Grab has more say because they're a big company and, what do you call it? Money talks lah, okay, basically. So, coming back to jail, if you don't jail Najib, then you should fine him. But then you give him a discount on the fine. So where's the justice? So what message is this Madani government sending out to the Rakyat? That if you do white-collar crime, especially if you sapu billions, you can get away with it? You know? So this kind of message is sending the wrong message, okay? So people are justifiably angry. And if the Madani government and Anwar Ibrahim keeps up this nonsense with all sort of stupid laws lah, you know, that they want to put in place, the Mufti bill, in fact, the citizenship thing also, a lot of people are upset. On the one hand, they allow children born to Malaysian mothers, children born overseas to Malaysian mothers have citizenship. On the other hand, foundlings are not necessarily citizens and, you know, make it difficult. And then this mandatory, what do you call it, halal certificate thing also, you know. I mean, why are they making all these stupid laws, trying to be more holy than past, is it? or PN, so that you win the Malay votes. Okay, the reality is 65% of voters in Malaysia are Malays. So even if all the non-Malays vote for Pakatan Harapan will only get maximum 35% votes, and they'll never come in power. So they have to pander to the Malay vote. But using religion as a way to get their votes is the wrong way. You should be more, what do you call it? Universal, don't what do you call it? Be divisive and pander to a particular race or particular religion. Be more universal, be more global. I thought you wanted to, position yourself as an internationalist, international statesman. So where is the evidence for that? Okay. As you can see, I'm angry, but I'm controlling my anger. But, we are down this slippery slope to fascism and Islamic theocracy. And it's not good. Okay, religion has to be separated from politics, you can see how the Pope controlled Europe at one time, and it created a big mess, So, this is the olden days Pope, not the current Pope. Okay, so, learn from history, history does not repeat itself, but it, it follows the same pattern. Okay, I better end here. It's already 17 minutes almost, and I'm rambling. Okay, it's better stop here.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to show your support.